So I'm about to head outside to do a winter garden tour. It's probably not going to be that exciting because most things are dead, but I thought I'd go ahead and show you what was killed during the winter storm Elliott, because it got really cold here. It was like -25, felt like -25. All right, but let's just head out there and I'll show you what's going on. So I decided to first give you an update on my micro tomatoes. So they have been moved up from the basement into this sunny window that's in my kitchen. What can I say about these? Some of them are actually dwarfs, and I wasn't thinking when I started them to, I just wanted to do micro dwarfs, but in all my excitement, I started a bunch of dwarfs too. So some of these are getting a little too big for their britches and starting to kind of fall over, which is fine. They're a vine. They'll grow up from their suckers. Even when they fall over, then there'll be shoots that will shoot straight up from the side of what has fallen over. So I've got a lot of baby tomatoes on the actual micro dwarfs, which I'll show you. The micro dwarfs are upstairs mostly in another room, which we call our computer room. So you just saw me I just give the plants a jiggle every day to try to pollinate the computer room where most of the actual micro dwarfs are. So you see all the little tomatoes on here. They don't seem to want to ripen. And I'm guessing maybe it's because they're inside. I don't know. It just seems like it's taking forever for like cherry tomatoes. But I'm feeding them and making sure they're in the sun as best I can in winter. Here's some more of the ones that they're falling over and just sprawling everywhere. But so far so good. First we're gonna give the chickens a little treat here. I like to try to come out every day and feed them by hand. They're beautiful ladies. And since they're kind of stuck in this run, although it's quite large, I do like to toss some scratch in different places just to get them to want to, well, scratch around and forage like they're supposed to. And then I also brought them a toy here. These are easy toys to make, and they love to smack them around and try to get all this stuff out of them. I'm gonna try to clean up all this wood today. We're still dealing with a little bit of the aftermath of that tree falling down. But I thought, let's start at the bottom. Okay, so it was kind of a pretty day. I don't know how the lighting's gonna be, but this is me, the very back corner of my garden. And as you can see, I'm gonna post a picture of what this hill used to look like. So right there you can see the platform that we built we used to have a blow-up movie screen that my husband built the platform behind our fire pit area. When you'd blow up the blow-up screen, it was behind the fire pit. But we no longer use the blow-up, but we still house all of our wood, our fire pit wood underneath of the platform. But there's the platform, and I believe you can see the platform in the picture I'm gonna put up. But this is what the hill looks like now, and I eventually want to have garden beds all the way across. We're in the process of building some more right over there. We just put up this it's like a deer fencing. It's nothing special, but it did the trick. Last year I didn't have hardly any issues with deer coming in and eating anything. I didn't have any issues with deer. I did have some issues with chipmunks and squirrels, I think, or birds pulling up my seedlings before they got entirely established. So I'm going to work on fixing that problem this year with little cages that will go around my seedlings. So this right here is going to be my sweet potato patch again. I've expanded it. It was a little bit smaller last year, and because I had such success with sweet potatoes and it was so much fun to grow them. I mean, this whole area was just covered with sweet potato vines. It was awesome. So this is going to be a sweet potato vine. Of course, it's just resting right now. And then we'll come over here. These are all the berries, so they're all dormant, but I have rowberry there, and then up there is my peach tree. And then you can see where my hammock pergola is, right back there in the yard. But as you can see, I have yet to take down all the tomatoes, but I grow tomatoes in all of these. This was my tromboncino squash. Of course, all this stuff is not frost hardy, so it's all dead. But it's kind of hard to show. But I have 2 rows of steps. I have a row of steps here, then more garden beds, and then another row of steps right there that leads up to the top. Again, I had all these were tomatoes, and then this bed right here was my pepper bed, and so I haven't cleaned anything up. And then there's beans right here that are all dried out that I could possibly still save. See what they look like inside. Oh yeah, perfectly fine. Well, I have no idea where that went, but yeah, look at that, beans. I could still come out here and harvest all of these dried beans, which I should probably do before they seed themselves in my walkways here. Look at all of them. Very cool. Okay, I need to do that. Let's put these beans in my pocket so I have some pocket seeds. This was some sort of flower that I planted, and it is just doing really well. I can't remember what it is, but it's still alive. This right here was a nasturtium, and oh my gosh, it was glorious. But it's, you know, dead now. So there's not gonna be a whole lot to show you in this garden tour, but I just wanted to kind of give an overview. I have some new subscribers, and right here I believe these were turnips. Let's see if they're doing anything. Yeah, we've got a little bit of something still happening there. So they survived that Winter Storm Elliott. Winter Storm Elliott rolled through here right before Christmas. And before we got the high winds and the really cold temperatures, we got, I don't know, four inches of snow. And that snow stayed until it warmed back up. It was like 7 or 8 days later. All of my old crops were buried. And I think that some of them did well because they were insulated. I didn't cover anything with a blanket. I didn't have plastic on anything to try to keep it. I was just kind of let live, you know, like, we'll see what happens. This is an experiment. So they were protected by that blanket of snow, and I think a good bit of stuff survived, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you that stuff. But like, these were turnips, and then this bed right here I had cabbages, I believe. So look at that. A little bit of pest damage, but the center of them is still doing it. Some of them look a little rough, but they're still not too bad. I was pleasantly surprised. This right here, so we're on the other side, so over on that side is the sweet potato patch. Then this I had the only gourd I got 2 gourds. I had the apple gourd, which is this, and then I had a loofah gourd, but I've taken all those down. But I wanted to try this year. I did birdhouse gourds, and I took them inside, but I had heard that you could just leave your gourds on the vine and they'll overwinter, but they're starting to like break off, and I'm not sure if they're gonna, I don't want them to crack, and I don't want them to rot. But you can see the, I mean, they still feel hard. My issue with the apple gourds was that they started to mold really badly, and then I had to mess with them to try to kind of clear the mold off. I was worried that the mold was going to, like, I don't know, make them rot. I could be wrong, I don't really know. But I thought, well, if Mother Nature can take care of all this itself, and as you can see, this peeling, because this is what started to mold when I kept them inside. I thought, it's probably not that healthy for me to be messing with moldy gourds. So I'm just leaving them on the vine to see what happens. As they fall, I'm just going to try to prop them back up. And we're just going to leave them outside to finish their drying out process. And then I'll probably make birdhouses, or, I don't know, something decorative with them. I have a video that I've been working on with the birdhouse gourds, but I have not finished it yet. The tree falling on my greenhouse kind of put that on hold. And then behind that, if you can keep walking, this was my potato patch, or where my potato patch was. Now I grew, and I haven't edited that video yet. I need to. That was what I was supposed to edit today, but then I didn't. But I had a fall harvest that I recorded, and I gotta say, I'm not sure that I am going to plant potatoes next year. Although it's very fun to dig for treasure, I really have an issue with growing pumpkins. I thought maybe I could use this small area to grow pumpkins. Or I thought about taking like one of those wood pallets and like setting it up here on the hill and then filling the holes with dirt and then planting pumpkins and then letting the pumpkins kind of trail down this hill, because it's a pretty steep hill. I don't know, but I don't know if potatoes, because both times I've harvested potatoes, it hasn't been that great of a harvest. With the money that I put into it, I don't think the value that I got out of it was enough. I have a little bit of time to think about it. I've got to fix the fence here. This tire rolled down and hit. I was going to use these tires as like a dust bath area for my chickens. I was going to paint them pretty colors and then put them inside their run. But I have them sitting right up there, and one of them rolled down and knocked over my fence. But it's winter time, so I'm not all that concerned about it. But then this is my first leaf mold bed that I made. My neighbors have been bringing me leaves like crazy, which is fantastic. This has sunk down quite a lot because it was up to the top, and now it's sunk down within just a couple, it's been like 6 or 7 weeks since I put all this in here. But these pallets right here, I'm making another one. And then you can see this tree right here. We took that down yesterday. We took 4 trees. There was like 4 trees. A couple of them were dead. And then one of them, this one right here, is going to be for my shiitake mushrooms. So I'm going to cut that up, and we are going to inoculate the logs in a couple of weeks with my shiitake mushroom spores or plugs. I'm not sure what they're called, but we're going to finish cleaning up this mess today and get the logs ready. Here you can kind of see from this side what the garden looks like. So it is my goal to have garden beds down right here too, but I don't know. I'm having a hard time finishing this hill. My plan is I've got to dig out some of the dirt. I've got to dig out some of the dirt on that end, but then there will be one more garden bed right there in the middle of those two. And my hope is to have it done before planting time, but we will see how the weather holds up for me, because I don't like to be out in the cold. Like right now, the sun is out and it's not too bad, but my hands are like starting to hurt. But you can see there's my greenhouse, the chicken coop. Those are my other compost bins beside my greenhouse. That's my lazy compost bins up there. What else can I show you? So you can see there's a bit of work for me here to do. I have to get all this dirt. This is just shale, because we had all this dirt brought in to extend our yard, and it was shale. And of course I'm not going to be able to plant in this, so I have to dig all this out to put some nice garden soil and nice compost in there. So that's why do I do this to myself? Because I love gardening. I just love it, and I'm not afraid of hard work. So let's see, I showed you the peppers, I showed you the tomatoes that still need to be taken down. So I don't have a walkway to this bed, but I think that's the next thing I'm going to have my husband build, because at some point, if you can see, I'll get down in here and show you. Can you see? I've got all my garlic and onions popping up. So these are all onions. So I tried to grow onions from seed last year. I didn't like it. So I grew the year before that onion sets, and I had a pretty good harvest. I was pretty impressed with it, and I liked how it went. So I just bought a bunch of onion sets. I bought red, and I bought sweet onion. You can see this tree limbs are everywhere from that stupid tree. Way down, they all look really good. I'm super excited. And then on this end, there's some Swiss chard that looks like it. This was I never did end up getting this out of here. This was a corn that's self-seeded. I don't know how it got here, whether it was a squirrel, but I did not plant corn. See if any of the other, I had a bunch of Swiss chards here, Oh yeah, look, I mean, look at that. There's a little bit of green right there. Can't believe it. Survived. It's coming back. That's crazy. Okay, and then this row up at the top, I did take the tomatoes off of it. This had tomatoes on it. And then I did plant stuff, but it was cabbages and broccoli. But I don't know. Something's coming in here and eating it. And it's just, there's one there. These are my snapdragons. I thought these would be dead. Oh my gosh, they're still here. These are I think they're called the black snapdragons. Look at that. This is my strawberry patch, one of my strawberry patches with asparagus planted all down here. I had some sugar snap peas planted on that trellis, but so we're coming up to the top left of my garden. So to kind of show you where I'm at, right there is my sweet potato patch, and then the berry bushes. And so coming up to the top here, this would be, I'm in the yard. I had some parsley, which is still doing kind of okay. Cilantro, which, you know, got roughed up, but it's coming back. Ooh, what do we have here? I'm not sure what these were supposed to be. Turnips, perhaps? We're just going to leave them be for a little bit and see what happens. And then there's my cabbages, which again, I'm just leaving them be, see what happens. Some of them, this one right here is looking a little bit mushed. I guess it wasn't covered by the snow, but I don't know. They don't look dead, so I'm just gonna wait and see what happens. Now, so here's the fire pit, and there was the platform I was telling you about, and we keep the wood underneath there for the fire pit. There are the chickens. Still got some mess to clean up. What else can I show you? Oh, I guess I can go back here. There's this stupid tree that fell on the greenhouse. So I had all these grow pots here, and these had a bunch of mints, which some of the mints are, there's mints there. This, I don't know, I guess I should probably uncover. We'll see what comes back in the spring, but I had some onions planted in here. I don't know. Oh no, they were right here. There's the onions. And had peppers and stuff planted in these pots, and then it comes around, and I got a ton more grow pots. I'm gonna have grow pots lining the back of my fence down there with just all kinds of stuff in them. Peppers, I might do some tomatoes, some micro tomatoes, kales, whatever, you know, tons of stuff, lots of flowers. But back here was my buckets of kale, and it's starting to come back. So all this stuff is what got beat up by that Winter Storm Elliott. But look, it's got some green growth happening. These, not so much. Oh wow. This one looks like it might be trying to do something. So I grow a ton of kale for my pet rabbit. I put some cabbages in here, but it looks like mostly just weeds are trying to grow. I just threw some stuff in just to see what might happen. Oh, and I know there's like a turnip here that I need to, a couple of turnips, yeah, like this one here. I need to harvest this. Ooh. Look at that beauty. Purple top turnip. Oh, here's a white one. Let's get these out of here. Oh, yep. Let's take these in and make some mashed turnips. That sounds yummy. I got a couple more. Oh, here's what looks to be some kale trying to come back. There's another. Get these out of here. That one I'm gonna let go a little bit longer. Same with this one, it's just kind of puny. Longer. This one's good. Get it up out of there. More tree. Stupid tree. And I think this is it. I think the others I'm just gonna let go. Yeah, I'm gonna let that one go a little bit longer. These are pretty good. Oh, the kale over here is looking pretty good too. So these ones were the ones that I picked from all spring and summer long. They're done for. But then I planted late fall. More tree. I gotta clean up the stupid trees everywhere. I planted these kales and they're looking good. Sweet. And then that was my carrot patch, and it bit the dust. I think. I don't think there's really anything in here harvestable. The ground's frozen, so I can't even pull anything out. So we're at the top. I'm trying to give you where we're at. So the chicken coop is behind me. These are the top beds. Looking down, the next bed down is another strawberry asparagus patch. It's like, I think 33 feet long. And then below that one right there, that's the onion bed that I was telling you about, onions and garlic. Oh, I was gonna see if the elephant garlic had come up. Let's go check. Let's check. My daughter used to always do that when she was little. Be like, I wonder if, and she'd go, I don't know, let's check. Because she was adorable. Oh, I think I told you this. This was all the, no, I didn't. I lied. So I told you this bed we're looking at now was the onion bed. It's this bed. So fourth bed down. So top row, carrots, kales. Middle row, strawberry, asparagus. Third row, I planted a bunch of turnips again. And then at the end here, I didn't plant anything here. A bunch of kales. So again, some of them are looking rough. They might come back. But let's see, is the elephant garlic popping up? Oh, yeah, it is. Look, let me get down in there. This is not the easiest garden to navigate, but that's okay. Oh, here. Oh, don't want to step on them. So right there. I'm excited. I've never grown elephant garlic. There's one. There's one. There's one. There's a couple right there. One there. One there. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. So there's a couple of different kinds of garlic besides just the elephant garlic. There's one. There, there, there. So excited. More tree limbs. I swear this tree is everywhere. Okay. All right. Let's get back up here. Ooh. Okay. Okay, guys. So walking out of here. I'm just going to end this video. I think I showed you quite a bit. It's hard for me to show you kind of the layout of my garden overview. I would really like to have like an aerial shot, but I don't have one of those whatchamacallit things yet. I hope you enjoyed my garden tour and lots of exciting things to come this year. I've got lots of videos planned in my brain of what I want to do, and I'm really pumped about this year. I think it's going to be a great year. Please stick with me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoy your day. Bye, guys.